Over the years, Melanie and I have explored a variety of ways to enhance a tensor ring. Things like using different lengths of wire, using different patterns of twisting, and the placement of spheres on a ring. These were all things that Slim Sperling was continuing to investigate. He believed that future exploration would yield a cornucopia of rings. Melanie and I have identified several new lengths. One of these is the Earth Resonance Tensor ring that we have available on our website. It's unique for its resonance with the Earth, and it's ideal for water. Another new length we identified makes a larger ring called the Regeneration ring. This ring resonates with the regenerative energies of the universe, and it completes a chord for the set we developed called the Creation Field Trio. You can find that on the website too. Another idea that Slim was working on before he passed was double twisting the wires. So after the initial twist, he folded the wire over again and spun it a second time. And he found that more individual wires in the final creation added a greater complexity to the resulting toroidal field, kind of filled that field out, and that enhanced its effects. Now, we're aware of many of you who are exploring this, and we have seen out there some beautiful and powerful creations. We're sure Slim would applaud all your creative ideas. But there was one idea that had not seriously been explored. All the rings we were aware of being made had a right-handed twist. That's a clockwise spin from where they're held, so they're spinning in a clockwise direction. And that's probably because the right-handed twist has become sort of a standard. Things tighten by turning to the right, and they loosen by turning to the left. But you know what? In nature, things spin in both directions. So we made a left-handed spinning tensor ring. And when we tested it, it structured water just like the right-handed version. Honestly, we didn't notice that much difference. And then we had to ask the question, is using the right or just the left only half of the equation? And what would happen if we put them together? So with a left and a right-handed twisted ring around a water vessel, we actually found that it took less time to achieve the same level of structure and coherence in the water. That answered the question, and it really intrigued us. So the next stage of our inquiry took us back to Victor Schauberger's work. For those of you who've read the book, you remember that Chapter 2 discusses Victor's ideas on the balance between the masculine and the feminine in nature. And he said that in order for creation to proceed, you needed about 60% or 2/3 of the total energetic input to be feminine, building, creative energy, and about 40% to be masculine, the kind of breakdown energy. In other words, nature's perfect balance is slightly tipped in favor of creation, the feminine energies. And we wondered, did the right-handed and left-handed twisted rings have a dominant masculine or feminine energy? Those of you who do energy work, you know that the left side of the body represents the feminine. It's the receiving side from an energetic perspective. And the right side is the more masculine side of the body with a propelling, a slightly pushing sort of energy. In the body, energy in, energy out. Our continued work with these two different rings revealed a very subtle but definite push to the right-handed twist and a very definite, subtle pull to the left-handed version. So to complete the equation of the new creation, we spun them together with a left-handed spin. And this gave the combination a slightly feminine twist. Pun intended. When they were joined together in this way, the result was really even better than when we had used two separate rings. There was this balance and depth to the resulting energy that we had not experienced before with any tensor ring. Visualize this with me. You have two vortices coming together, one spinning to the right and the other spinning to the left, and they meet together in perfect stillness. Do you recognize this graphic from the book? It illustrates something very similar to the concept of phase conjugation. And this configuration satisfies both parts of the equation for structuring water: movement and stillness. It explains the depth of the coherence that we were experiencing with its use. Okay, so how else might you use this ring? The next thing that we did was we put a gemstone in it. Now, a regular right-handed twisted tensor ring will energetically clear a stone in 10 to 15 minutes. But this new left-right ring not only clears the stone, it's as though it awakens its full potential. And that's kind of what we saw for water, too. The left-right tensor ring brings structure and coherence deeply, more deeply, and rapidly. Now, I also love to place this ring over troubled areas of my body. It's like that area breathes a sigh of relief and relaxes and releases stuck energy a little more easily. Used with intention, all tensor rings can be very powerful. But you don't have to leave this one on very long, usually not more than a few minutes, to begin to get relief from some types of aches and pains. And repeated use can assist with longer-term rebalancing. The new left-right tensor rings we're introducing are made using the earth resonance cubit length because of its connection with water and to the earth. We encourage you to enjoy your personal exploration with these new rings, remembering that, especially at this time, possibilities are endless. Enjoy the left-right tensor rings.